All right, I hope you guys are doing well. No bell ringer for today, just because I want to get through some of this information with you. We have our quiz tomorrow, and that'll be it for the class. That'll be it for the semester. It's just going to be about obviously the constitutional freedoms we went over, court cases. So make sure you're prepared for it. Look through the lessons, and it's all there for you. It's all on YouTube, my YouTube videos, all on my the videos that I posted throughout this course of this chapter. And it shouldn't be too hard. It's not going to be a long test, but that's it for the class. All right, so moving on here. Where are we at? Where are we at? All right, we just got done over freedom of assembly. Today, I just want to talk a little bit about the Establishment Clause, Free Exercise Clause, and some important court cases that deal with school districts and maybe infringement on religious freedoms. All right, so Establishment Clause is guarantees Americans the right to practice their own faith as they wish. That the United States doesn't have one official religion that you can respect and admire and believe in whatever religious aspects that you would want or believe in. Okay, the United States can't condone you on that. Free exercise clause. This is favor of one religion over another or threat people differently because of their personal beliefs. So again, you're allowed to freely exercise whatever religious aspects you would like, as long as it doesn't cause any type of harm to anybody and it is really not a threat to anybody's safety. All right, and Establishment Clause separates church and state. So separating the church and state with politics and with religion, how we can keep the two separate from each other, right? Although many churches do receive tax exempts, this is still showing that we're going to try our best to try to keep decisions made in a political matter, obviously a little bit separate from religious aspects. Although there's still a lot of religious traditions still used in politics today, and obviously within our country. Okay, so parochial schools. I was going to go over this real quick with you guys. Parochial schools are operated by a church or religious group, and these court cases here with Angle versus Vitale, just make sure you know this one here, 1962. A court ruled that non-dimensional prayer used in a public school is unconstitutional. So this is kind of separating that aspect of trying to push students to, I guess to say, adhere to religious prayer or denomination. And again, it might go against their own religion if it might be praying or praising the flag, or it might be something that might cause inside some sort of violence or let's say hostility within the school district. If you're obviously if the school is forcing students to join a prayer. Obviously, there's some organizations in the school district that allows people to, form groups and social groups and clubs, depending on what their religious beliefs are, and study it a little bit more in detail. And you have people going out to the flag, having a prayer out at a flagpole. You might have like a play by faith, a group or a club that kind of joins together with the school and just really puts students together that have similar aspects and beliefs on religious meanings, okay, and studies the Bible. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if the school's trying to force that onto students, all right, that's a no-go. Right? That's a no-go. But if you want to join an interest group or a club, maybe the school can create one, whatever it might be, right? That is allowed. All right, so Lemon versus Kurtzman, does it pass the Lemon test? That's what they call it. So the Lemon test, this is a court case that just kind of explained that, the state government funding towards education, right? As long as it's not going towards, let's say, Bibles or, books of religious meanings towards students, okay, as long as they're just learning maybe about the history of it rather than, trying to deter people's beliefs on religious matters or push students to accept religious beliefs, then that's not allowed, right? The government is not held liable to fund those sort of, I guess, say books, scriptures, things like that. And this just goes along the lines of, does it pass the Lemon test where, if funding is going strictly for educational purposes, not trying to establish in any sort of religious manner, right, in that organization or that school, okay, then funding doesn't have to go to that parochial school if it's strictly on their religious beliefs, right? As long as it's going towards education, as long as it's going towards maybe the history and understanding of these religious ideals, that's fine, right? And that's just really concluding to state aid to churches and schools, things like that, church schools, parochial schools. All right, so real quick, let's go here to, yep, these three court cases. I want you to know these three court cases for tomorrow. So Minersville School District versus Gobitis. This is in Minersville, PA, which is not too far away from here, right next to Pottsville. Court ruled that requiring children to salute the flag did not infringe on religious freedom. So 1940, right when World War II was kicking off, the United States is going to get involved in 41, obviously. We know that. There's a student in that classroom that did not pledge to the flag, right? He didn't stand up. And the reason for it was because he was a part of Jehovah's Witness, religious beliefs, and he didn't think that praising a symbol or a flag, right, it went against his religious beliefs. So he didn't stand up, and it came to a point where it went all the way to the Supreme Court, where they decided that, or not the Supreme Court, sorry. They decided that they sided with the school district, saying that he should stand up for the flag and respect the country, and that his religious beliefs is second to, I guess you say, his praise to the country. And that was a big ordeal where it came to a point where religion was second for that person, even though his beliefs was going against praising the flag. And then number two, that was reversed. That was overturned in 1943, when we're coming closer towards the end of World War II. It overturned Gobitis' decision, West Virginia versus Barnett. Court concluded that patriotism could be taught without forcing people to violate their religious beliefs. So standing up for the flag, praising the flag, and pledging to it, right? If it goes against their religious beliefs, okay, you can't force someone to do that. You can't force them to break their religious codes and guidelines, right? So 1943 West Virginia versus Barnett, that overturned Minersville versus Gobitis. And finally, number three, Wisconsin versus Yoder. So court declared that state could not require Amish parents to send their children to public school beyond the 8th grade. And that's something maybe prevalent around here, especially with the large Amish population communities around here. The school district can't force these students to come to public school. If they believe that they're getting a better education at home, if they believe that their religious education becomes paramount above public education, right, where they might be maybe changed, or their beliefs in the Amish culture and thoughts, right, they might be changed if they go to public school. That was a threat to their Amish community. So Wisconsin versus Yoder proved that you can't force Amish students to school, okay, as long as they're getting some sort of schooling at home. Obviously, it just kind of goes on what they believe in, and a lot of it, they just didn't want many of their students to convert to, I guess you say, I won't say normal, regular life, but to American lifestyle and culture, right? All right, so that's all I have for today. Again, quiz tomorrow. Again, it's not going to be too hard. It's just going to be on these three court cases here, and along with what we talked about in this past chapter. And that'll be it. All right, guys. Take care. Have a good one. I'll send out a study guide for you. We're not going to maybe cover all of it, but for the most part, I just want to make sure you're prepared for it. See you.